I don't know about you, but I'm ready to start my fine jewelry collection. I've been wearing jewelry since the day I was born. My mother put a little gold bracelet on my wrist. And then like 2 months later, when I was able to get my ears pierced, she gave me some little earrings. All the fine jewelry that I owned up until my 30s was gifted to me by my mom, and I kind of just took it for granted. But a point came when I realized I'm a fine jewelry wearer and lover. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the fine jewelry pieces that I think everybody should have. Some of these pieces I already own, but some I need to buy. And in the occasion where I do need to buy them, I'm gonna talk about the pieces that are on my wish list. Let's get started. One of the reasons I love fine jewelry is I don't like to swap out my jewelry day in and day out. I've been wearing this necklace combination for about 3 weeks straight, and with these earrings, I'm almost always wearing them unless I change them out for hoops. So the first item that I think everybody should have in their fine jewelry collection are studs. Now, I wear studs almost every day. I currently am wearing a pair of man-made diamond studs. I love them. Now, truth be told, I would rather wear natural or mined diamonds, but currently, man-made diamonds have such a great price point. And for me, because I'm not super comfortable wearing like diamond studs of this size every day, it makes sense. If diamonds aren't your thing, there are definitely other stones that you can buy. I also own a pair of pearl studs. Another stud is just a plain metal stud. I think the first fine jewelry studs that I bought for myself were just 14 karat yellow gold. They were just like little balls. The reason I like studs for every day is I think that they're so low profile. They also rarely catch on anything or fall off. And I also feel like studs go with everything. Studs work for day and night, depending on whether you're using a stone or just a plain metal stud. I'm more of a dress-up person, so I like the look that diamond studs give you. But if you like to be a little bit more simple and laid back, then I think metal studs are the perfect thing for you. Truthfully, if you have no other earring but a stud, you are fine. So after you get a stud, the next earring style that I recommend is the Huggie earring. These are a pair of 18 karat gold Huggie earrings that I got for my mother. They're vintage. The reason I asked my mom for these is I saw a pair very similar on either Masoma or Baby Gold. I was gonna purchase those earrings, but then I went home to see my family and I went to help my mom out with her jewelry, and I saw them and I was like, why do I need to spend $200-300 on a pair of earrings that my mother already has and of a higher quality? I will say I shied away from this style for the longest time. I kind of felt like they were, I don't know, a little boring. I tend to wear either like big hoops or studs. These earrings are now my favorite thing to wear like on a casual day with my hair slicked back. Now, I feel like some people think that studs are a little bit too boring and maybe too small. These are a little bit bigger. They give you a little bit more punch. They aren't as big as a hoop. If you're like, hell to the no, I don't want a stud, then I really recommend these. Day to night, work to weekend, I think these can fit in all situations. I do wear these with my hair down, but I think that these really shine with your hair pulled up. Perfect small amount of jewelry when your hair is pulled back. Similar to studs, I feel like Huggies can come in a variety of styles and with different stones. These are just a plain 18 karat yellow gold. I've also seen people with like diamond versions or other stones. However you want to jazz these up. When my budget allows, I would love to get a pair of Huggie earrings with like diamonds in them. I don't know why I waited so long to get a pair of these, but I'm glad I did. So these are like my mid-size hoops. These are 14 karat yellow Italian gold. You're gonna learn that I have a thing about Italian gold. I also have a larger pair that I wear a lot. These I like because they're like a double hoop. So I like medium to large hoops for like nighttime or even sometimes casual occasions. I love the look with jeans. So the biggest downside to medium to large hoops is I feel like they get stuck on my hair. Sometimes they get stuck on clothes. Finding the right size of hoops for your face really takes some experimentation. If you're not sure which size of hoop to get, try some costume jewelry ones and see which sizes you like, and then go out and splurge on the fine jewelry ones. I'm planning to get a pair of hoops that are like wider than this, but my dream is to get some large diamond hoops. Now, budget-wise, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I love the look of just big diamond hoops. I see Mary J. Blige wearing them all the time. It's my dream. But those are my favorite earring styles to start a fine jewelry collection with. So the next category for me when it comes to fine jewelry are bracelets. As I said in the beginning, I've been wearing bracelets since the day I was born. My mother is obsessed. I know when my sister and I were born, my mother gave us bracelets and my niece had a little bracelet. So the first style of bracelet that I love is like a chain style bracelet. The reason I like chain bracelets is their versatility. I believe this style is called Figaro. So this was one of those styles that I grew up watching my mother wear, and I remember it kind of went out of fashion, but I've been seeing them all over the internet, and I thought about buying my own, and then I went home. But when I went home and I asked my mother for it, she gave it to me and I was good. I'm all about reuse, recycling. So the thing I like about chain bracelets is they're super versatile. As you can see, I have a stack going on my wrist. Another thing I like about them is that they're really, really simple and classic. This one tends to be on the larger side. I also like the very small, delicate one. If you're into jewelry, I'm sure you've been hearing about everybody loving the Van Cleef and Arpels Alhambra collection. So I've been seeing those chain bracelets. I love how people are stacking them. The good thing about chain bracelets is they can just be as simple as like a regular chain, or they can be as elaborate as a charm bracelet. Either way, I love them. The next bracelet I think you should consider are bangles. What I have on my wrist right now is a 24 karat gold plated Fitbit bracelet. So it's basically a sport watch, but I'm definitely in the market for a bangle. When I was younger, I had bangle bracelets. Didn't really love bangles because I felt like they were kind of immobile. I'm currently obsessed with the Cartier Juste Clou bracelet. I'm totally butchering the pronunciation, but Juste Clou means just the nail. I need to go to Cartier and try on this bracelet. I do know that it comes in a small and a medium and maybe even a large, so I'm not really sure what size I need to get. The one thing I will have to tell you about with bracelets is you really should figure out what size bracelet you like. I've purchased everything from a 6.5 to a 7.5 bracelet. It wasn't until I went home to my mom and she told me that all of her bracelets are 7 inches that I realized, okay, let me just stick to 7 inches. Once you figure out which diameter of bracelet looks best on your wrist, it's going to be easy from there. So for me, I need to try on these bracelets. Another really popular bangle that a lot of people love is the Cartier Love bracelet. I like that bracelet, but I realized I love the Juste Clou just a little bit more. But if somebody bought me a Cartier Love bracelet, you know I'm going to wear it, right? The one thing I like about the chain and the bangle style bracelets is that if you get the right 2, or even 3 or 4, you can stack them or interchange them however you want. So make sure as you grow your collection that you are keeping in mind that maybe you might want to wear these pieces together, because jewelry is meant to be worn together. And so I think that's one thing you're just going to have to keep an eye out for. So next up are rings. Now, I'm not a big ring person. So I remember growing up, my mother bought me a ring and I wore it, but I hated it. I think it stems from the fact that when I wash my hands, I like to take my rings off and put them on. I remember one time I was in the fitting room, I tried on a bunch of stuff. For some reason, I decided to take my ring and my bracelet off, and I've never seen those items again. So for me, rings are something I'm gonna have to learn how to wear. I was engaged before and I did wear that ring. So the first rings I think you should buy are what I would call stacking rings. And they're just like small little rings that you can wear on your fingers. As the name implies, you can stack them together or even wear them separately. I like stacking rings because they are so small, and that's a good and bad thing. I feel like they're almost weightless on my hands, but the problem with them being so weightless is I find myself taking them off. One of my rings just flew past my camera. I do plan to buy larger, more substantial stacking rings, something more along the size of like a wedding band. So similar to all kinds of jewelry, you can either have stacking rings that are plain or things that have stones. It's really up to you. I envision myself buying a nice stacking ring that has some type of stone. It doesn't have to be all around. I'm a daytime diamond girl, so I just see myself with stone. The next type of ring that I'm envisioning myself buying is a cocktail ring. Now, so these are stacking rings, and I feel like a cocktail ring is a larger ring that can be worn by itself or with stacking rings. So the only thing about cocktail rings or even any larger type of ring for me is I tend to already take rings off, and I think that I'm probably going to take them off. Although I like to wear stacking rings, I do want a cocktail ring so I can wear for special occasions. Now I feel like cocktail rings kind of run the gamut. They can either have stones or they can just be made out of metal and maybe have designs on them. I'm kind of looking to purchase like more of a domed ring, something that just has a little bit of pizzazz. You know, I went and scoped out my mother's collection and she has a lot of rings with stones. Before I go visit my mom again, I'm probably gonna look online and see if there's anything that I like and see if she has anything similar. If she does, you know I'm gonna get it. Because I don't wear rings daily, rings are definitely the lowest priority on my list. They're the last thing I'm gonna buy, but I definitely plan to become a person that at least is comfortable wearing 1 or 2 rings almost daily. Next up are necklaces. The first style of fine jewelry that I bought that had actual diamonds in it were these necklaces. These are actually the second and third of this style necklace that I purchased. I used to have an 18 karat white gold version, but I lost it. These are Roberto coin necklaces and they're 18 karat yellow gold with very small diamonds. I really like them. I have an M for my last name and a cross. I want to see, unfortunately with Roberto coin, I have to buy the whole entire necklace. I wish I could almost just buy the pendant because I can kind of swap this out. These little chain necklaces are basically the same. I love these little chains. They allow you to change the length of them. This one is at the full 18-inch length and this one is at the shorter 16-inch length. I do foresee myself buying other pendants. Hopefully I can just buy pendants and reuse these chains, but maybe I might just have to buy like maybe one other pendant. The thing I love about these is I can layer them with larger pieces. Sometimes I wear these with either like plated gold necklaces or costume gold jewelry. Because they're so small, I feel like they match with any other color of yellow gold jewelry. Sometimes costume and plated jewelry has a slightly different yellow tone, so these being so small allows me to mix and match with other pieces. In addition to getting a C, I'm also thinking of investing in a Van Cleef and Arpels necklace. That will either be a Christmas present to me or if maybe I meet some YouTube goals, but currently they're just on my wish list. while I do like smaller chains, sometimes I feel like they're a little bit too delicate. There are days when I need something a little bit edgier, so that's when I go for these larger style chains. I already have a fine gold version. This is like a Figaro necklace that I got from my mother. It matches the bracelet that she gave me. I love it. I do mix and match this necklace with a lot of things, and occasionally I'll just wear it by itself. I am looking to purchase more of these chunky style necklaces. These are gold plated pieces that I got from Ana Luisa right around the holidays last year. I love them and I wear them, but I do feel like I want to splurge and get the real thing. So the reason I want to splurge on them is I'm not sure how long these are going to last. Most of the pieces I got from Ana Luisa have been fairly good and they haven't faded or anything, but I just know for long-term wearability, I am going to want the real gold version. But because I'm happy with these, I am going to hold off. I'm going to get the smaller necklaces first, and these are going to be like last on my list when it comes to necklace. So those are the 9 jewelry pieces I want to build my starter fine jewelry collection with. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm missing a style or what your favorite style is. If you're interested in starting a jewelry collection, I do have a video on that and I'm going to link it right here. See you at the next video. Bye.